So basically, if you take a neurotransmitter, these are chemicals involved in synaptic transmission. In the last class, we have seen that there are some chemicals which are transferring messages from the presynaptic neuron to the postsynaptic neuron, and these chemicals are at first stored in a bag known by the name synaptic vesicle, and that synaptic vesicle is ruptured or broken. These chemicals will be released into a gap known by the name synaptic cleft, and that will be moving to the next neuron, otherwise known by the name postsynaptic neuron, or which is the dendron of that postsynaptic neuron will receive it and transfer it to the cell body of the postsynaptic neuron. So this is how the transmission is basically taking place, and these chemicals which are involved in transmission are known by the name neurotransmitter. Now there are different types of neurotransmitters are there about which we have to discuss. So it is a type of chemical messenger which transmits signal across a chemical synapse. Across the synaptic gap, these chemicals are actually transferring the molecule from one neuron to another neuron. Now, going to the importance of neurotransmitter is that there are different types of neurotransmitters are there, and they are released from the synaptic vesicle into the synaptic cleft. This is what I have shown here. They will be released into the synaptic cleft, and that will be coming in contact with the receptors on the postsynaptic neuron. So there are a lot of neurotransmitters are there. Here you can see that even now we are not able to tell the exact number. More than 200 chemical messengers have been uniquely identified. There are up to 200 different types of neurotransmitters are there. And about some of the major neurotransmitter, they, other than transmitting these chemical messages, they also play several other functions in a living body also. So this is a list of the major neurotransmitter. Here you can find 12 neurotransmitters are there, and these neurotransmitters are basically involved in different. For example, you take the first neurotransmitter, very popular neurotransmitter. It is known by the name adrenaline. Adrenaline has two functions, basically flight or flight. Because when someone is coming to be angry with you, or somebody is coming to attack you, you suddenly feel an urge of adrenaline. This adrenaline makes your body very active, very strong for a short duration of time. And those chemicals which are helping your body to fight with an enemy are known by the name adrenaline. Sometimes we may not be able to fight with all the people, or for example, when a lion or some other dog is coming after you, you will be running, because there is no meaning in fighting with a big dog. It will be attacking you. So you may be flying away, or there is also flying, or you will be running away from that animal. In that case also, your body is giving you maximum strength so that you can run very fast. So that kind of chemical which is either preparing you for a physical emergency to protect your body is known by the name adrenaline. Adrenaline is always known by the name fight or flight neurotransmitter. So it's a very important type of neurotransmitter. Then we have another type of neurotransmitter known by the name noradrenaline. As you can see in that list, its function is a concentration neurotransmitter. Concentration neurotransmitter means it is increasing the concentration of your brain to focus on some particular topic, or to focus on some particular activity. You need a sufficient quantity of this neurotransmitter. If there is a deficiency of this noradrenaline in your body, what normally happens is that You may not, for example, if for a student, if we are not able to concentrate very properly, that means in a pathological level, then it is known as actually it could be a deficiency of this noradrenaline. So it is sometimes known as a concentration neurotransmitter. Then we have another type of neurotransmitter which is released by your brain. It is known as dopamine. In this dopamine, its main function is considered as pleasure neurotransmitter. When something good happens to you, your body feels good. Your body feels some kind of pleasure. When somebody is praising you for something good you have done, you may feel some joy or some pleasure in your brain. That during that process, it is actually there is a release of dopamine, and this dopamine that acts as the chemical pathway for your pleasure. So if there is a deficiency of dopamine, then you may not be able to feel the pleasure in a sufficient way. And on the other hand, if there is too much amount of dopamine also, that will give you a false sense of pleasure and maybe in a psychotic way. That is a problem with the dopamine. So dopamine is popularly known by the name pleasure neurotransmitter. For example, people like when you take some narcotics, they normally trigger this kind of situation, and that is why they are always claiming that they get some kind of pleasure. Then we have another neurotransmitter known by the name serotonin. Serotonin is also a very important type of neurotransmitter, and is popularly known by the mood neurotransmitter because it is helping you to remain in a normal mood or normal situation, so that your body, your mind is in your control. That is why it is, because your emotional feelings are actually controlled by this hormone known by the name serotonin. Deficiency of this serotonin or excess of this, either above the normal limit or below the normal limit. In both cases, your body may be behaving in a psychotic way, or there will be some kind of psychological problem if you are having a deficiency of these two neurotransmitters known by the name serotonin. Then GABA is another neurotransmitter. It is mentioned it is a calming neurotransmitter. That is, it makes your body calm. It makes your body relaxed. So it gives you a sensation of or a feeling of relaxation, that you feel good. So if there is a secretion of GABA, and that will be making your body more relaxed, more cool, etc. Then we have acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is always known as a learning neurotransmitter, because you can see that the primary function of acetylcholine is to help in learning. That is why acetylcholine is known by the name learning neurotransmitter. Then what we are seeing is a memory neurotransmitter. In the case of memory neurotransmitter, it is the glutamine. Glutamine is considered as a memory neurotransmitter because it is improving your memory, especially your short-term memory as well as long-term memory. So you will be able to remember things which you have seen today or yesterday or day before yesterday. So such things, such kind of chemicals which is improving your memory, helping in the formation of more nerve connections in your body, in your brain, is known by the name memory neurotransmitter. It is known as a memory neurotransmitter. Then finally you have this endorphins. Endorphins means their main function is that they are producing a pleasure. So that is a euphoria neurotransmitter. Euphoria means very high level of pleasure. You are getting a lot of happiness or a lot of pleasure from something to extreme high level, which is known as euphoria. So endorphins are actually chemicals which are producing euphoria. Euphoria means extreme happiness. So that is the meaning of the word euphoria. And such kind of neurotransmitters are known by the name euphoria endorphin and their main function is to give you maximum pleasure. Now these are the major neurotransmitters which you can see. This is a classification of major type of neurotransmitter. You can also see that some of the neurotransmitters are in the form of amino acids, and these include glutamic acid, aspartic acid or aspartate, D-serine, Y-aminobutyric gamma aminobutyric acid, then glycine. So these are the major neurotransmitter which primary chemical nature is an amino acid. So then we have gasotransmitter. Gasotransmitter primarily will be in the form of a gas. So there mainly include nitric acid is there. Then we have then another is the carbon monoxide is there. Hydrogen sulfide will be there. So these are some of the molecules which are chemicals which are involved in this second type known as a gasoneurotransmitter. Then similarly monoamines are there. Under the monoamines we are coming the dopamine. Here you can see that dopamine is a pleasure neurotransmitter. Then norepinephrine or noradrenaline, we have already discussed about noradrenaline. So noradrenaline is a concentration neurotransmitter. Then epinephrine or adrenaline, histamine and serotonin. Their physical or chemical nature is monoamine. Amine means NH group. So monoamine, only one amino group will be there. That is why they are known as a monoamine. And similarly, some of the other neurotransmitters are also amines, but they are needed by your body only in a very small quantity. So then it is known as a trace amines. Trace amines. So trace amines are those molecules which are needed by your body only in a smaller amount. Then it is known as a trace amines. Then we have phenethylamine, then methylphenethylamine, tyramine, 3-iodothyronamine, octapamine, tryptamine. So it's all complicated names. But still, just remember that some of the amino amines are needed by your body, not in a very high amount. That's why they are considered as trace amines. Then we have peptides are the somatostatin, substance P, cocaine, amphetamine, and all these are somehow related with opium or opium products. That is why they are known as peptides. Its chemical nature is that they are in the form of peptides. Peptides are basically protein. Then finally, purines are there. There are two types of adenosine triphosphate, and adenosine is an example of purines. Then acetylcholine and anandamide is also some of the other kinds of neurotransmitter which we can see. So this is the chemical nature of the neurotransmitter, and here you can find the brief function of what are the different functions of the various neurotransmitters also. Then coming to the dopamine, as you can see that dopamine is a neurotransmitter released by your brain that plays a number of roles in human beings and other animals. Their main function is that they are involved in movement of your body. So without dopamine, your movement will be affected. They are involved in the memory is there, then pleasurable reward. So it is because of the dopamine you are feeling some kind of pleasure. Then behavior and cognition is another problem. Then another is attention, inhibition of prolactin production. Prolactin is a hormone concerned with the production of milk. And sleep, mood, and sleep means if there is a deficiency of this dopamine, your sleep will be affected, your normal mood can be affected, your learning may not be proper. So dopamine has a very large number of important functions in your body, and that start from movement to learning. So this is the main functions of dopamine. Here also you can find how dopamine, this is a synaptic cleft, this is the presynaptic neuron, this is the postsynaptic neuron, and how this dopamine is actually passing through the synaptic cleft and influencing the postsynaptic neuron. Then another chemical is the acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is also a neurotransmitter or a chemical produced by your body and also some different other cells of your body. Is actually an ester. Chemical nature is ester. Ester means of an acetic acid and choline. So this is how this is the chemical nature of the acetylcholine. It is an ester of acetic acid as well as a choline. Then we can see that some parts in the body that use or affected by acetylcholine are known as cholinergic. So here you can see that there is a term known as a cholinergic, which are actually those parts of your body which are influenced or controlled by acetylcholine are known by the name cholinergic. And substances that interfere with acetylcholine activities are known as anticholinergic. So there are two types. Parts of the body which are affected by acetylcholine are known as cholinergic, and those parts, those substances which are inhibiting or stopping the function of acetylcholine are known as anticholinergic. So here brain function is it's acting as a impulse transmitter in your central nervous system as well as a peripheral. That is, in your brain, acetylcholine is acting as a primary. It is one of the important neurotransmitter, and it is acetylcholine is the chief neurotransmitter of also parasympathetic nervous system. Then, and the part of the autonomic nervous system that contracts, smooth muscle, dilate blood vessel, increase bodily function, all these are actually controlled by acetylcholine. So acetylcholine has an important function in your body. Then we have adrenaline is the adrenaline or epinephrine is a neurotransmitter that also serves as hormones, and they belong to a class of compounds known as catecholamines. So adrenaline or epinephrine actually coming under a group known by the name catecholamines, and both adrenaline and epinephrine are an important type of hormone in our body. As hormone, they influence different parts of your body and also stimulate your central nervous system. Central nervous system means your brain as well as your spinal cord. So that is regarding the function of adrenaline, and it is also playing an important role in flight or fight response. Earlier I discussed that. What is a fight or is a flight? So in both cases, adrenaline is playing a very important role, because when adrenaline is secreted, it will be increasing blood flow to the muscle. So muscles become very active and very strong. It can run work faster, and also the heart output will be maximum. Then there is a dilation of your pupil to collect more vision, improve your vision, and similarly there is there will be an increase in the sugar level of your blood. And all these activities will be preparing your body for any kind of physiological emergency. Then it does this by binding to alpha and beta receptor. That is a mechanism by which this adrenaline will be normally attaching to the receptor. So these are the three examples of different kind of neurotransmitter. You need to mention the functions of dopamine, and you also need to mention the functions of acetylcholine, and finally you have this adrenaline. So this is an idea regarding the various type of neurotransmitters which are available in our body.